Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to check out a band that we've never done on the channel, but before we get started, the reason why I decided to check out this video is very simple. You need to listen to this band, alright? You need to check out this song, you need to listen to... It's not my favorite song on the album, but my favorite song on the album, or my favorite songs on the album, there's no music video for it. Okay. So this will at least... It's a good appetizer. From this song, you'll get a feel for what the band is all about, and I think you're going to like it. I received the album for review. Like I said, they have an album coming out. I received the album for review. I did an interview with Mick from the band, and I absolutely love the album. The moment I started listening to the album, because I was preparing for the interview, the moment I started listening to the album, first thing that I said to myself was, this record is to 2020 what Human Target and the Sea of Tragic Beasts was to 2019. So think about Human Target from Die Artist Murder. Think about The Sea of Tragic Beasts from Fit for an Autopsy. Think about
two amazing albums
that were released last year. So to me, this album is like the love child of those two records, but this year. So to me, this is going to be...
So it has a little bit of both bands?
Definitely. It has a little bit, not necessarily both bands, but it has a little bit of a mixture of the sound that you got from those two records. Because to me, those records had some things in common, but they also had things that pushed them really far apart. As you know, Die Artist Murder and Fit for an Autopsy, I mean, they're within the same genre, but they have different approaches to deathcore, right? So to me, this band kind of brings a little bit of pieces of one and pieces of the other, specifically on this record. They bring a little bit of pieces of the other, of those two bands. And Will Putney was involved in the making of this record, and he was also involved with Fit for an Autopsy. Well, he's part of Fit for an Autopsy, but he's the guy... moving all the little dials. Yeah. So anyways, once I heard this album and I was prepping for I was like, okay, we got to check out one of their videos on the channel, because people at home probably haven't heard of this band, or they may have, or they may haven't. I don't know. For sure, you haven't heard.
Yeah.
And we need to change that. And I'm going to be shocked at the end of this video if you don't like this band. We'll have some serious talk if you don't. All right, so I'm setting the bar.
One of us is going to cry tonight.
One of us is going to cry tonight. It's not going to be me. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, did I say the name of the song? Aversion's Crown is the name of the band, and the name of the song is Born in the Gutter. All right. Born in the gutter, for the ones above us, the ones that seek to control. Full life, the way they live, and the way that we all survive. We use the rules and keep us separated. Violate, violence, and control. We do everything we know. Shout out to Messiah, sound like accumulation of lies. Stack him up the face of feel my ever go out. We are unequal, but we still come alive. So the fight for our guys, the good of people. All right. What do you think?
That was some good shit.
They're from Australia, by the way. Well,
Oh.
the lead singer, they have a new lead singer for this album. The lead singer is American, but the band originally from Australia. Most of the guys are from Australia.
That's some good shit. That's some good shit.
So was I right, or?
Yeah. Because it had a perfect mix of both bands, especially the chorus with that a very, very Fit for an Autopsy in the chorus because of the whole echoing vocals that are in the chorus. They're not deathcore heavy, but they kind of have this still very, very heaviness to them in the chorus. That's what Fit for an Autopsy do, and I love that. And the little bit of the melody in the chorus. That's why I like to call them melodic deathcore.
Yeah.
And absolutely ripping it up. These guys.
This is the perfect song for you to go to the gym. I mean, just by listening to the song, I feel like it's a workout. Never mind actually working out.
I was going with
the
drums.
song rips from the beginning all the way to the end. The only times that slows down is during those heavy breakdowns. But even though that the song
that's heavy.
Yeah, I mean it slows in tempo.
But it's still.
But it adds in freaking heaviness. And by the way, this is not even my favorite song on the album. But having said that, the album does not have a bad song. I really think, I listening to this record, I felt that up until now, 2020, in my opinion, there really hadn't been any really good deathcore releases. Like compared to last year. Last year, like Carnifex released an album last year. Shadow of Intent released an album. I think it was last year. The Shadow of released an album. Fit for an Autopsy, Die Art is More. There was a lot of good deathcore albums last year being released last year. This year, I felt like that, at least to me, I hadn't heard anything that really made me happy. When I heard this album, I was like, "Holy shit! This slaps!
Yeah,
this is heavy as shit." You know, so
and even the guitar melody was very, very, it was very, very like Fit for an Autopsy. A lot of the melodic, I'm saying melodic
aspects,
aspects of the song were very Fit for an Autopsy.
But the brutality in terms of how fast the song moves forward it's totally Die Art is More in terms of
because for me the Fit for an Autopsy album, I listened to that way more than I did the
Human Target.
For me that album is very, very melodic for deathcore, and that's why the melodic parts more remind me of that, but the more heavier parts remind me of Die Hard is Murder.
That's why I said it. I said this to Mick when I had my chat with him. It's coming up on the channel. I haven't posted the interview yet, but it's going to come up in the next couple of days, closer to the album release. At the same time, I will release the album review closer to the release date. So I mentioned that to him. It's really meant as a compliment. I really feel like this album, From Aversion's Crown, it's really what those two records were to 2019. This record is to 2020. Because it's just like, as far as the genre is concerned, this album, in my opinion, right now is at the top of Mount Olympus. There's not one single bad song on the record. The record is phenomenal. And working with Will Putney, he has that ability to create that more melodic aspect. It's not just creating a more melodic aspect. I find that he is able to expand the sound of a band. Make their sound go bigger. Almost go outside of the genre. And really and allow the creativity that the band has dictate where the song is going to go. I don't feel like he pigeonholes bands into a specific genre. He actually allows the band to have their core sound to sound like they've always sounded up until that point.
But change it a little bit.
Just change it enough in order for that sound to expand even more, to become bigger, to have bigger sound. You know what I mean? And this track kills. Like that guitar riff in the verses. And it's so fast, but the vocals never fall behind.
No.
It's like everything is racing.
It's their neck and neck.
Yeah, everything is racing. And then when he gets to the breakdowns, holy shit. I mean, it's just I was sitting here listening to the album when I got the album for review once again to prep for the interview, and this is the second song, if I'm not mistaken. This is the second song on the record. And as I'm going through the album, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I'm going nuts here. Like it's just there's so much. I feel like this album is just a pure energy release, a release of aggression and intensity. Just I really love this album. I really do. I really enjoy the record. I think it's a great album, top to bottom. And like I said, in my opinion, within the genre, even outside the genre, but definitely within that genre, this album is at the Mount of Top Olympus right now. I haven't heard an album as good as this within that genre. And like I said, last year was a year that was filled with great. You know how much I liked Carnifex and all of those albums that came out, Fit for an Autopsy, everybody. But this year I was feeling like there's nothing as good. And this one hits the spot. So keep your eyes peeled because it's going to be coming out in June. So I can't remember the date. June something. Second week of June. I can remember exactly the date on Nuclear Blast. All right. On that note, are we good?
Yeah.
Did I meet your expectation? Because I inflated the balloon. Was it good?
You met my.
Did I deliver?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. On that note, come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.